For the longest time, video games were about power, saving the world, defeating enemies, becoming unstoppable. As long as you took care of yourself one way or another, that was what storytelling and gaming was. But eventually it asked a different question. You could take care of yourself, but could you take care of others? After playing Pragmata, we realized that the biggest stories in gaming over the last decade were about being a parent. Pragmata, God of War, The Last of Us, and heck, even Resident Evil. These games played similarly but had different genres and tones with completely different vibes, but at their core, they all explored the same idea. What does it mean to be responsible for someone else? Let's start with Pragmata. On the surface, it's a futuristic sci-fi adventure set on the moon. But that's not what sticks with you. It's the relationship between you and Diana. You're not just fighting enemies, you're protecting someone fragile. But the twist is, you need her as much as she needs you. You handle combat while she hacks the systems, and while she opens the path forward, you keep her safe all throughout. It's not just protection, it's partnership, and that's what makes it feel real. Parenthood isn't a one-sided affair. It's about growing together.
Yeah.
Hugh. Diana. Hugh. Diana. Hugh. Diana. Hugh. Diana. Hugh. Diana. Hugh. Diana.
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 Now let's look at God of War. In the previous titles, Kratos was all about pure rage after the loss of his family. But the Nordic God of War, he's a father trying to be better than he used to be, and his relationship with Atreus through the game is the focus. At first it's control, then guidance, and eventually trust, and how he treats this boy was always through the lens of making him into a better man than he is. You're molding his future, and that's a different kind of responsibility. Then we got The Last of Us, one of the most powerful examples of storytelling. Whereas in Pragmata you're protecting from the get-go, and in God of War you start off with Atreus at your side, here the emotional connection grows over time. Joel starts off distant, but with Ellie slowly changing him throughout the course of the game. By the end of the game, he's driven by making sure she's protected, and the game makes you feel that cost because sometimes being a parent is about making these impossible choices. Here's where things get more interesting. Even franchises that have nothing to do with parenting like Resident Evil have similar storytelling, with it being more evident in their most recent title through Grace and Leon. But it was even felt back in Resident Evil 4 with Ashley. Leon's not a dad, but the instinct to protect her and how he did it was there. Resident Evil 9 pushed being a protector even further with a different perspective, but with Grace specifically, the series leans deeper towards emotional storytelling. Instead of just focusing on horror and survival, there's a stronger emphasis on connection and vulnerability and what it means to endure in a world constantly taking things from you. At this point, we need to ask, why the recent change in video game dynamics? Maybe it's to get in with the times, but really, it's because the games and the people making games grew up. Stories are more personal, involving family, responsibility, and legacy. But that's what makes gaming in itself such a unique medium compared to, say, series or films. With series or films, you watch the struggles, but in games, you live them out, becoming the character yourself. The consequences become more real, and putting yourself in your character's shoes become the norm. And when things are good, they're great, but when they're not, it's your fault. This is why parent-core games hit so hard lately. It turns gaming into something emotional, something personal. Older games used to treat companions as obstacles and burdens, but newer games gave them depth, agency, and growth. That companion isn't just an obstacle anymore, but your family, and they go on this adventure with you. Gaming shifted from how do I finish the mission to how do I protect this person, and that shift changes the experience altogether. This is what makes Pragmata stand. This is why God of War resonates. This is why The Last of Us stays with people, and this is why Resident Evil is starting to feel different. These games aren't just about saving the world anymore. It's about something smaller and more relatable. It's about caring for someone, guiding someone, protecting someone. And maybe that's where gaming storytelling is just headed. Not just better graphics and bigger worlds, but deeper connections. In the end, anybody could be a hero, but not everyone could carry the weight of someone else's life. And that's what makes these stories unforgettable.
Stop. Don't think like that. Think about what you want.
For more content like this and other updates down the line, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.